What's good, YouTube? Steel here. The 5th expert solo battle of Secluded Springs is Latios and Latias, and although there is a task to beat this with no trainers, that will be for a separate video. In today's video, we'll be focused on taking down the Psychic duo with only fighting Pokemon, and as always, limiting ourselves to 3 diamonds or less in order to take down both tasks in one go. But before we get into it, if you find this video helpful or entertaining in any way, shape, or form, please consider subscribing. We post all things Pokemon Pocket as well as live stream Mondays through Fridays starting at 11 p.m. Eastern, so trust me, you won't regret pressing that button. Now, getting back to the task at hand, in these guides, I always like to start off by looking at the opponent's list, as knowing what they have access to helps us better decide on how to counter it to the best of our ability. And when looking at this list, there's one thing that really stands out to me, and that's the HP total. Without any form of cape or healing in the deck, they all cap out at 110 max. The other thing that stood out to me is that if we play a strategy with no intentions of retreating, we are essentially able to make all of the utility in the list unplayable, as red always does nothing due to the fact that we're playing with 3 diamonds or less, and we can nullify both Cyruses. And keeping those 2 points in mind, the deck I chose is Lycanroc Rampardos. Depending on when you started playing, you may have never heard of this strategy, known the card existed, or ever read it, but believe me when I tell you that this deck took over the early days of Ranked upon the release of Celestial Gardens of consistency and aggression alone. It has since fallen off due to large HP totals and the fact that it got outclassed by Savali, but this isn't Ranked, this is an expert solo battle, and just like that, it's Lycanroc's time to shine. As with all of our opponent's biggest threats being 110 means that even at full health, Lycanroc will be swinging for 100. Add Geo to that and we're one-shotting everything from their Latios to their Gardevoir. Not to mention that if Latios swings at Lycanroc, putting us at either 60 or 80 depending on whether they have Latios or not, we're able to swing for 100 damage as well. We then pair this with Rampardos, which is one of the kings of 3 diamonds or less strategies, and there's not much Latios and Latias can do. The 2 cards I feel are a little bit flexible are Sabrina and Lily. Realistically, Pokemon Center Lady might fit better because it's able to heal both the Rampardos and the Lycanroc. As always, there will be example gameplay, which, spoiler alert, we go first both times, so stick around in order to see the deck thrive in like hard mode, as going second seems like a guaranteed win. And with that, thank you for watching, please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro. Alright, going first. Clearly not ideal, but... and neither is opening these two, but yeah, this is really good. But going first and already having this, not that good. Alright, it kind of balanced out, right, with the raw start. Alright, if we could find, obviously, the Skull Pulse would be nice. I guess there's no reason not to Pokeball. Yeah, we'll put it down. We have access, like, if we see Pokecoms, we'll send out the Lycanroc, obviously. Other than that, we'll just pass. If we see that they get too aggressive, and I don't know what that would look like, I guess, we might want to put... let's just the energy on the back Rockruff is what I like when I'm thinking in my head, but let's see what they do. I guess it depends on which one they back into. Yeah, so next thing they could swing at, okay, that's obviously a lot better now. We can almost just evolve here and just threaten. Obviously, there's no reason to not evolve Rockruff because it has no targets, right? So deck thinning is not an option either. You could Haki just evolve both of them. We already have everything else. Like, we already have this, so Pokecoms is useless as well. Alright. Also, if they attack us with the Latias, Lycanroc could knock it out as well. Which is not usually part of the plan, but we'll take it, right? Rescue score. Alright, so what's the math? They're gonna hit us for 40. Yeah, alright, so this is like a clear issue, right, technically? Which is, if we attack here, yes, we got the knockout on Latias, but the recoil is gonna knock us out. Well, it's not gonna knock us out. It's gonna let them knock us out with Latias, but then we could just go Rare Candy to Rampardos, and they don't really have a follow-up after that. Yeah, let's just commit to this. Does 100 damage because we have less health. Well, less health than them, not just less health in general. Yeah, the Rocky Helmet was clutch for them, but it's fine, right? And if they decide to go like Latios for some reason, or straight into... Alright, alright. Yeah, we're beyond fine. We just go for Rampardos now. Which I think I could have done last turn. I just didn't. They don't have hand disruption, so it's fine, but... not sure why I didn't do it, but here we are. Yeah, and if it wasn't for the Rocky helmet, the Lycanroc would have like soloed the entire battle itself, right? Most it could do now is swing for 60 by going Gardevoir, double charging it with its own ability and attack. And yes, Rampardos is going to get knocked out while it swings, but still. Yeah, red, like I said, like I probably mentioned in the deck profile, useless against this. Interesting choice of play there. But yeah, that's GG's, no matter what they put in front. Yeah, the best part about this is just how low ceiling the damage output we actually need is. Like, this deck would be, like, I don't know. Basically, the reason this deck isn't meta, like, past, like, that first week when it came out, was, like, the HP levels just kept going higher and higher, and Lycanroc is very limited. But yeah, for this matchup, it's just perfect. Regardless, we always do multiple examples, so let's jump to example number 2. Alright, going first, again, unfortunately, but nothing we can't recover from, maybe? Excuse me. Okay, yeah. That's probably best case scenario, because we're probably going to have to do just like we did last game. What would Pokecoms even get us besides maybe another Rockruff? I'll hold off on that. But yeah, we're going to have to evolve just to survive a little bit longer, and then once we start attacking, we're fine. A Rocky Helmet's the only thing that kind of like could be a problem here. Which I guess in hindsight, thinking about it. Let's go research. Now that I think about it, I guess PCL would be better than Lily. This is rough. Well, actually this communication could either grab us the second Rockruff. Let's see. We're definitely aiming for the second Rockruff just to have it as like a backup. That's tough. Alright, so... Okay, we're technically still fine, right? We go down to 20. Like, none of it is ideal, but we're trying our best here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so if we don't find a Pokemon, we're kind of cooked by if they find Gardevoir. Sabrina, no, we can't Sabrina because then Latias is like guaranteed to knock it out. Our best chance here is just that they don't find Gardevoir somehow. And if they don't find Gardevoir, then they're just stuck. Unless they find Latias. Latias and Gardevoir are both conditions in which we lose. Unfortunately, we didn't see Pokeball, and we lost the 50-50 from communications here. So, wait, they led Gardevoir. That's actually huge. And we found false. Okay. And just like that, we're back in. So, unfortunately, we can't Sabrina swing because we don't get the knockout, but that's like the beauty of Geo here. And yes, they're gonna knock out Lycanroc, but then we have Rare Candy into Rampardos. Or if they, for some reason, actually no, they don't have Sabrina, they have Double Cyrus, so never mind. I was gonna say if they go for the Falso, then Lycanroc is able to, well, we'd have to top deck another Geo at that point, but yeah. Point is, we're fine. The basic and the bench is all we needed to make sure we didn't just lose to bricking, really. Yeah, at this point, Rocky Helmet doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, what would have mattered is if we didn't have the Rare Candy Rampardos, but we do, so. Once again, GG's. Trust me. Very, like, and that was 2 examples in which we went first, by the way. But yeah, in hindsight, this could technically be a PCL, but realistically, it don't really matter. What matters is the Geos. Lycanroc going second makes it so much easier. I can't like emphasize that. Granted, both the examples I did them back to back. I won them. I'm not gonna like keep recording to get a second one. Like, there's no reason. Like, the deck works. What in basically the worst situation. So yeah, if you go second, it gets so much easier because you just they can't attack turn 1. Then as your first turn, you charge up, search the Lycanroc. Whatever they do the following turn, you already start knocking their Pokemon out. If it's Latias, you knock it out. If you have Geo, you knock out everything in the that they have access to. So yeah, honestly, very strong deck for this specifically. Because outside of this, I know it had like a really good first week when the set first dropped. I want to say it was was it Space Time or Celestial Guardians was when Lycanroc came out. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was cooking ranked because it's such a fast deck, but now HP totals are so high that this deck in ranked is not relevant. But here in this pocket of a situation in which all our opponent's Pokemon are 110 or less, Lycanroc is it's time to shine. Really, it's time to bring it back out, like get the dust off the Lycanroc and get some W's. Once again, this video is just focused on beating it with the specified type of fighting only and 3 armors or less. There will be a separate video on how to beat it with no trainers, so stay on the lookout for that. The next video will most likely be the Poliwrath one though. But with that, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro.